Hey folks, Kilt-Man here. Kilt-Man at your services. How are you all? Hope you're all doing very, very well. Now, we've got not one, not two, but three new Predator movies on the way. I know, I've discussed this a hell of a lot. I've discussed Predator and all the Predator franchise many, many times. Dan Trachtenberg is the guy that brought a troubled franchise back into vogue and a new legion of fans, and also fans from the original, the Arnie Schwarzenegger classic, of course, with Prey 2022. I did a commentary track for it and many, many videos before and after its release. And I still love the film. I have some misgivings. Those French trappers, as I've always said, they either shouldn't be there at all or they should be in it a lot more. But anyway, that's my beef with it. But I love the movie. Amber Mid-Thunder is excellent. The Feral is a bit of a dickhead, but there you go. It's a big learning curve for the Yautja, isn't it? But Dan Trachtenberg said, look, I enjoyed doing this. The film's a big success for Hulu, and we're going to do more. Not one, not two, but three. Yeah, three movies. A Prey 2, a Prey sequel, because of course the end of Prey sort of ushers in with the sort of the ink drawings, the blood ink drawings on the leather hides of buffalo. It depicts another invasion coming through. Even more Predator warships on the way. So, Prey 2 is happening. But also, and it's coming out in November this year, you have Predator Badlands. And that pits a heroic Predator with a female compatriot who may start off as foes, who knows, and on just another planet. It's not even on Earth, it's another planet, which is a great idea. If you cast your minds back, regular viewers, I discussed other options for Predator as a story. Not be the same old samey shite. And I said, maybe Dan and his co-writer, whose name I haven't got here right now, doesn't matter, maybe watch my video, because I said, why not have a Predator who crash lands on some other planet and he loses all of his high-tech gear? He sets off like a beacon for the rest of his clan to come and collect him, but he has to face an enormous amount of enemies, a hostile alien environment where he's forced, like Johnny Rambo in First Blood, to live off the land, live by his wits alone, his own brute strength, his own aggression. But you're siding with him. And I went on at length about this, and it does appear that maybe someone listened. Because I don't know the full story, the full plot to Badlands, but you've got him, a Pred, and you're on his side. It's brilliant. So you don't want him to die, do you? Whereas in every other Predator movie, oh, he's the bad guy, you've got to kill him, and they always do get killed. So it'd be great to have root for the bad guy. So we'll see how that pans out. So a Prey 2, Predator Badlands, and what's coming out first in June this year on Hulu and Disney Plus in other territories? Predator Killer of Killers. The trailer for it dropped yesterday, again directed and co-written by Dan Trachtenberg. And this is an animated anthology movie. You've got three stories in one movie here. And what are these stories? Well, it's a massive fan pleaser. You go on any Predator forum, who do they want Predators to fight against? Oh, they've got to fight against Vikings, they've got to fight against ninjas, they've got to fight against samurai. You've got a little bit of that in Predators, which I like, by the way. But this is the idea. The new movie, animated one, follows three of the fiercest warriors in human history. A Viking raider guiding her young son on a bloody quest for revenge, a ninja in feudal Japan who turns against his samurai brother in a brutal battle for succession, and a World War II pilot who takes to the sky to investigate an otherworldly threat to the Allied cause. But while all these warriors are killers in their own right, they are merely prey for their new opponent, the ultimate killer of killers, a predator, a Yautja. And the trailer dropped and I saw it a few times and I loved it. I loved it, but I wasn't massively blown away by it. And that's because of my own preference for live action over animation. There was a time, usually when I was a kid or a teenager, when an animated movie would really spark the flame of imagination within me. And nowadays, I don't know what's done it now. I think maybe the new Dark Crystal stuff and what is it? The Lord of the Rings stuff. Christ, War of the Rohirrim, just absolute shite, naff, and other things before then. But I can't be massively, wow, this looks amazing. It does look good. It does look good. I like the idea. But you've got the drip feed, and I know a lot of people are going to hate this. You've got a female, she's a female Viking warrior, chieftainess, and she's going to educate her son in the ways of warfare and to take down this monster. And as she says, like, if we don't kill it, it'll kill us all. And people aren't going to like that. I know that already, but what the hell? Viking times, women fought like bastards. They did. Ultimately savage. We had this whole backlash with Prey. Oh, a young Comanche girl. How could she fight a predator? They forget that Arnie lost all his high-tech weaponry, all his high-caliber weaponry, and had to go back to basics, a bow and arrow, and disguise things in foliage and fight, booby traps, that sort of thing. Go back to his wits, his basic training. And Amber Midthunder playing Naru as a Comanche warrior woman. She knows how to hunt, how to trap, how to navigate the landscape, how to live off the land, and how to fight. And it works. I have no truck with that. Predator, Badlands, it's a female again. You can see what he's doing, and I don't mind it, and I'm not saying anything against this at all. But it does seem like, women, they're forcing women to be at the forefront of our Predator action adventures. No more macho men. So you're going to get in this Killer of Killers, you're going to get a female Viking shield maiden who's going to educate her son, and the two will fight together. She'll probably get killed. I have no idea. She'll probably get killed and pass the mantle on to her son, and he will then get vengeance for her. The Japanese one, feudal Japan, samurai and a ninja. Two brothers who fight against each other. Their different beliefs, obviously, their different disciplines and styles, and probably some kind of angst against their father or whatever, will encounter this, another predator. And then you get the World War II one. Now, this is where I think this could be brilliant. What we've not seen in any Predator movie at all. We've seen the drop ships and all that. Like, there's one here somewhere, just coming out the sun there. You can probably see it behind Mr. Kentucky Fudge's head there. It's just coming to land on his green dome. And in the trailer, you see, I don't know who the main guy is, but some like dogfighting tactics. And they become aware of like a cloaked Predator ship coming overhead. And then you get this excellent thing where there's a Pred ship behind, a fighter, and it zeroes in, triangulates on the pilot, and sends this huge fucking harpoon hook thing right through the arsehole of his aircraft, right through all the fuselage, and comes out through his chest, like that in his cockpit, and then blood everywhere, and it drags him back out of his own crashing plane, and like lets his body tumble down. What a weird way to kill someone. But what you're going to get with that is going to be Predator using his aerial dogfighting skills with an aircraft. Literally, you've not seen that before. So I think that could be a real great radical new approach. The ninja thing and the Viking thing, they're fan dreams, and I'm sure they'll be great. But it's hard to get really worked up about that, because it's only what he goes against people who think they're highly trained and dedicated, and he takes them all down. and then someone usually going back to basics will outwit, and by sheer luck, resolve, and just sheer good fortune will win the day and take him down. The dogfighting one looks a bit more special than that. So I'm looking forward to this. I don't really think the animation style is particularly dazzling. I'm not a huge fan of modern animation movies, so I might be a bit cynical because of that. Storytelling, and if it looks great and it's gory, it looks gory, then I'm on board. I'm way on board, don't get me wrong, but I think there's too many shots of like people, samurais and ninjas and Vikings, and their eyes narrow. I'm hard, mate. I'm really hard, and they all prepare for. It looks very, very cliched in some of these aspects. For what is what I don't know. Is it a minute 30? Is it a 90-second trailer? I can't remember now. But I'll put the link to it below so you can watch it at your leisure. Cheers, y'all. But it's Predator again, and I love that. Predator is such a troubled franchise. So much of it doesn't work. Predator 1, original. Predator 2, love it, genius. Prey, fantastic. Predators has great moments, and it's a nice idea. Some great visuals there. Some great little, like, oh, we're on a different planet. How can you tell? Because this landscape does not look right. And how many moons are above us right now? Great moments. Also, the different Predators that are in there, nice aspect. I like the fact in Prey that you have the feral. I don't love the look of the feral as much as a lot of other people do. I think he works brilliantly, but he's a dickhead. He's a complete and utter doofus. He learns by hitting various animals beforehand, then the big grizzly bear, and he takes that down. But he is an idiot at the same time. He drops himself in this shit, becomes exposed, and he's a bit of a doofus. But I like that aspect. It looks different because, as Trachtenberg said, well, on their planet, like we have different cultures on our planet, you've got that there, different races, they look slightly different, they have a different look. I get that, it's great. Now, the big pred that you see in this movie, this animated anthology, is it the same Predator throughout all the different eras? I doubt it a hell of a lot. It's going to be because you're going to have payoff. There's no way on earth you're going to have the Predator winning each one of these, maybe getting killed at the end by the World War II pilots. I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's going to be a different Pred in each one. Although all the blurb and the writing seems to imply, well, all these superbodies meet the ultimate, implying there's just one Predator coming back again and again and again. I'm not sure what their lifespan is. Some expert, the outshot expert out there will tell me, but I don't reckon that's the case. There'll be different Preds each time. But the one you see, at least the one that is predominantly shown, is he's super Pred. His dreads are a bit more trimmed, and he's absolutely steroidal. And that in itself, him, the Predator that you see in that trailer, is the most underwhelming sight in it. And that's a naysaying there, but it's just so they went the obvious route. It's animation, we can make it even bigger. He's like he's doing all and the gob's going huge, big shoulders out there, and Predator didn't have to be like a Leviathan behemoth. Didn't have to be like that. He had weaponry and skills which outmatched anything we had, but he'd always select, right, I'm going to take these guys down because they're good. They're a worthy hunt for me. I'll get kudos and trophies from these. That's the whole point of the hunting ethic behind the Predator. So he picks the best, the most dangerous opponents going. And he's got honour as well. The first one is exactly right. Right, you've survived everything. You fought, you've injured me. Right, I'll take the mask off. I meant to bring the masks down, including the faceplate to put it on him, but I forgot. And you're one ugly motherfucker. you've got all that. They fight hand to hand. The Pred has a code of honor. You've been worthy. I'm going to go down to my basic level as well, and let's see who can best the other. It's brilliant. The first movie is perfect, absolutely perfect. Predator 2, yeah, Danny Glover's not the most believable of final guy heroes. I'm sorry folks, he just isn't. He's great as what's his name in it? Harrigan, that's it. Like, he's great, but Gary Busey's even better. But you've got Maria Conchita Alonso's in there as well. Oh my God, Bill Paxton's in there. It's great. Danny boy, want some candy? It's brilliant. I love Predator 2, but it's just Danny Glover is the letdown to it, I think. Anyway, but Killer of Killers, I think, yeah, I'm certainly excited for it. I'm not like, whoa, big wanks over it. I was out before talking to a guy that he's like, oh, have you seen it? Have you seen the trailer for it? I said, yeah. I'm gonna go back and do a video on it now, because I meant to do this morning, and obviously other things happened. So I thought, I'll have a couple of drinks, come back and do it then, which I've now done. But he was like, he was wetting his pants over it. And I was like, oh, I'm not that excited. It looks great, but I think the films are going to be better than it. As I said before, everybody wants to see Vikings go against it. You kind of wanted it in a movie. Don't think you're ever going to get that somehow. You wanted to see samurai and ninjas go against them. Now, so you got the samurai guy in Predators. And it was alright, it was an okay sequence, that, to be honest. It played purely on Sonny Landham fighting the Predator, in Predator, the original movie. It was like you actually see the battle taking place between a tribal guy with bladed weapon against the Pred. You never saw, Sonny Landham get taken down, but you heard his scream though. So ninjas and samurai, yeah, it's all fan wet dreams. You're gonna get it animated style. Could be great. The one for me is the dogfight. That is certainly a different aspect to show how well a Pred can pilot one of their drop ships or attack vessels, whatever the vessel's going to be. Because they've obviously monitored, right? Okay, human evolution's moved on from like swords, and now they've got machine guns. Oh, they can fly. They've got flying craft. Well, our World War II era fighters, bombers aren't going to be a fucking patch on what they've got. They're travelling interstellar distances, aren't they? And this is the thing as well. Everyone kicked off about like, well, this Predator, he looks different. Well, I've covered that, but his weapons aren't as good. Well, and Dan Trachtenberg said, well, it's evolution for them as well. If you go back in time for us, you've got to kind of take them back in time. Let's not get bogged down on time travel and wormholes and that kind of shit. But you've got to take them back, make them have a bit more primitive stuff. You're overlooking one major thing. Even if you go back to the Viking times, the Predators have ships and vessels that take them across the vast expanses of the cosmos. They're already fucking hugely, massively more advanced than we are. At any given stage in our evolution, they're way ahead of us. So, okay, well, they've got slightly limited weaponry. They haven't got the laser cannon on the shoulder, they haven't got this, they haven't got that, but they've got other things. They can still fucking fly these massive ships which go across gazillion trillion miles of light years of space. So, you know what I'm saying? I get very dry. I've noticed this lately after I've had the cough. Well, some of you say you've still got it, Kilty. I've had the cough, I got over that. But now when I go out, what I've noticed is it's nice and sunny and I'm outside all the time, thrusting my flesh to the sun and drinking whiskey. And I stand by this, it's not a good combination. Whiskey and hot sunshine doesn't work. You're not on the beach at Ibiza or Benidorm with whiskies, are you? No, you're not. you've got fucking lager, you've got cocktails, you've got things which are refreshing. Whiskey is anything but refreshing. I don't care what anyone says to you. I drink whiskey all the time, and it's not refreshing, and it burns your throat. And like, if you're sitting out in the sun, as I've been, suddenly I get this dry tickle because it's seared the back of my throat. So these are little shreds of flesh at the back of the esophagus, which is just floating about in my spit and vinegar, and a bit of H2O. Laced with fluoride, of course. Anyway, Predator, killer of killers. This is a rambling sort of video. I've got other videos to do. You see, I've got something else down there, just beneath you guys. In fact, you're sitting on it right now. Can you just get up for a second? You might crush the box. There's something in that box there which I have absolutely no idea what it is, and it's a mystery. It's a pure mystery, and I can't wait to open it. That arrived yesterday, so I'm running behind, and I've got another video lined up as well. So this was like, oh, it was an extra one. Oh my God, Predator, killer of killers has turned up. So I'll put a link to the trailer, but please do let me know what you think of it. I think I'm giving it 2 thumbs up because it looks great, gory, good fun, different eras, different heroes. The animation doesn't look particularly brilliant, not to me, but you guys are probably more well versed in what's out there, what the current trend in animation is. But it's gory, and there's the pagodas, or whatever the hell they call them, like in the feudal Japan one. There's people leaping from roofs to roofs, and that looked pretty good. But it's the dog fighting, which I thought was, that's something you can guarantee we have not seen before. Brilliant. Bring that on. I'd love to see it live action. I can't lie, that would be great. But we're going to get it told this way. And at least it's cementing Predator as a franchise again. So it's not just like, oh, well, we had Prey, and it went down great guns, but a lot of people don't like it for the all too obvious reason it was a female protagonist and a young girl. And how could she possibly outwit a Predator? Well, because he's a dickhead, he's young, he's untrained. This is his fucking his initiation, basically. All the ones we've seen before are highly trained elitist bastards who've gone out to different planets and killed all sorts of other badasses and know their stuff. This guy, but the whole ethos is that you go back to basics. To beat the ultimate Predator, your weaponry might be utterly redundant. So you've got to disarm them and outwit them using your own turf, your own terrain, your own hunting knowledge, your own skills. That's what you fall back on. And I'm afraid that's what you find in real life as well. When you battle predators from outer space, Rastafarian, dreadlocked aliens. Hunting the enemy or whatever, you often have to fall back on absolute primal basics to outwit them. Technology obviously plays a huge part, but if you lose that, which is the whole point of the Predator movies, is that you end up losing that, and that's what you have to take these guys down. So our dogfighting guy, our pilot, our ace pilot, what's he gonna? Is he like? Are we gonna find out that he's Maverick's great granddaddy, something like that? Very possibly so. He's not gonna buzz the tire. He's gonna buzz the Yautja, and the dreads will be like, oh, spilling their human blood coffee. Oh, not again! Damn you! But we'll see. It's more movies though. So animated 1, then Predator Badlands, then Prey 2. So Trachtenberg has really buried himself up to his neck in Predator lore, folklore and mythology. He can't get out of this now. There's another 2 years of this at least. So this movie comes out in June, then you got November, then you got Prey 2, which will be next year. Or maybe even the year after, I don't know. And it won't stop there. because these films are going to be successful. I pretty much guarantee they're going to be successful, because there's a bit of a fast track now. Shane Black fucked up with The Predator, and it's bloody awful. I don't care if you say like, oh well, no, the studio did influence him a lot. Like, yeah, they did, but his basic idea was a little shite as well. And this whole autism thing was bloody awful. The characters were colourful, but absolutely naff at the same time. It didn't work. It didn't work at all. If, you know, I was going to say something stupid there. I'd rather watch AVP Requiem than The Predator. No, I probably would. I actually think I enjoyed that more than The Predator. There, I said it out loud. Dear God, what's wrong with me? And Shane Black was in the original movie. He should know better. Hawkins, the terror of the world's worst jokes. So maybe we should have known better than trusting him. So in June, Predator, Killer of Killers on Hulu and Disney Plus in other territories. I will be reporting more upon this and obviously be reviewing it as well. And I hope to be sitting here going like, fucking hell, that was incredible. That was absolutely boss. Oh, I should say, Dan Trachtenberg, who did the Clone Wars, Star Wars thing. And you know me, I'm not a fan of Star Wars. The original, yes, yeah, massive. And Empire Strikes Back, love. Everything else, fucking can't stand. And all the TV spin, I hate them. But the Clone Wars, which I thought filmically looked naff, absolutely shite, you know, Roger, oh, fuck off. The droids, fuck, and then, but you bring the clones in, wow, great. But the TV animated show, Dan Trachtenberg, was outstanding. Lots of battles, very intense stuff. I like the stylized animation to it as well. If this can capture that kind of suspense, but with added gore and real uber violence, then as far as I'm concerned, we could be onto a big fat winner. So bring it on, Dan Trachtenberg. Keep it going. Keep on plugging The Predator. Folks, I have been always shall be Kilt-Man, please. In the meantime, and it's ever there's something out there. There ain't no man. In between time, please keep it Celtic, keep it Celtic. And I'm going to see you all